Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Hallmarkies podcast. And we're really excited today. Summer is winding down. We're very sad, but we're excited to be talking about three of the August Hallmark movies. And it's always fun talking, recapping these rom-coms and one mystery that we're going to be talking about today. And I'm film critic Rachel Wagner, and Sari Cohen is here.
Yay! Back again. Thank you for having me, Rachel.
Yeah, it's so good to have you. And how was your summer? Did you have a good summer?
I had a blast. I mean, I love the warm weather, the warmer weather
Uh-huh.
in
I
California.
know.
So, but I'm sad to see summer go.
Yeah.
I'm one of those.
You got to travel a little bit, didn't you? Didn't
I
you go
did.
to, yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, I did. I went to Cancun at the beginning of the summer,
Nice.
celebrating my birthday. My dad had a big 75th.
Oh,
So yeah,
nice.
it was good. It was
That's good.
yeah, it's been a good time, definitely.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I've had a very simple summer. I guess my big trip was I went to down to southern Utah for the Shakespeare Festival. And our friend Jax, who we'll be talking about on this episode because she's in one of the movies, she came down, went with me, and it was just a really, really fun trip.
It looks like fun. I saw
Yeah, it
it.
was a blast.
Yeah.
We saw six shows there at the festival, and you can watch our recap of the festival if you want. Go over to Onstage blog, and you can see what we thought about it. But we had a lot of fun. Hallmark movies. We already recapped the Providence Falls three-part series that they did. That was a big part of August, and loved that series. So you definitely want to check out that episode of the podcast. But today we are talking about Double Scoop, Catch of the Day, and Mystery Island Play for Keeps. So there we go. Yes.
Also,
And
can I just say also Providence Falls, like one of the best Hallmark
yeah.
trilogies ever.
Oh,
Like
I'm so glad you got to see it. Wasn't it
love
great? I loved it so much.
it so much. I think it totally sets the bar, raises the bar for
Yeah.
what Hallmark's putting out. Yeah.
I wish that it had been like a series. I wish we could have stayed with those characters even longer because I just really and the whole concept of the reincarnation and I just feel like there was so much potential in there
So good.
to it could have been Hallmark's Drop Dead Diva.
I'm hopeful they'll revisit
Yeah.
it.
I
I'm
hope so
I'm
too.
hopeful there will be something more that
Mm-hmm.
comes from that. Yeah.
Because I don't know if there are multiple in that series. I mean, I know it's based on a bunch of books, but I don't know if there's like other books in that world or if it's just those three or I don't know. So, but it just feels like it has so much potential for more stories
So good.
in there.
So
Yeah,
good.
it was really good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, neither of these three movies are as strong as that, but they're fun. I enjoyed watching those. And I don't know if you'll agree, but the two rom-coms, I feel like they are so similar. Like and I don't know if I would have noticed it if I hadn't been watching them together because people always say that about Hallmark. Oh, you can just replace Bake Shop with Lodge and you've got the exact same movie. People, say that all the time. But oftentimes I reject that because there are they have been being more creative with their plots and everything, but really these two were so similar. I mean, it's just one is about ice cream and one is about fish.
Well, yeah, I think it did follow the it's
They
funny.
were so similar. I mean, both of them were very business oriented. Both of them had like similar degree of rivalry between the two leads. They both had a similar conflict. I mean, it was a lot.
It follows the formula. I mean, that's the thing. And I will say, kind of like what we tapped into this, I feel like Providence Falls really kind of changes the
Yeah.
there. What you seeing that you kind of now in watching Hallmark movies or Hallmark shows, I kind of expect that same level
Yeah.
when it
And
doesn't come through. You're like, but
and
that
I don't mind the formula. And like I said, I normally kind of reject people who say that because I at a certain point, like almost all rom-coms are a certain degree of similarity to each other. Like it is a archetypal heavy genre.
Yep.
You've got your meet cutes, you've got your things. So like, yeah, you could make an argument they're all similar, but I normally reject that. But in this case, they were both really business heavy. They were both just very similar. Trying to persuade a client to agree with
Yes.
them, just like these kinds of things.
Yes.
I think they were both a little boring, if I'm honest. Both a
Interesting.
little
Okay.
boring because I don't care about the ice cream or the fish. I care about their relationship. I think the second one was better as far as the writing on the relationship.
Which
Uh,
one? The scoop?
the catch of the day, I think, was the better one as far as the dialogue and their relationship. But they both were a little slow, in my opinion.
So, yeah, there were different things that I
Like not bad. I thought they were both fine, but I
found.
think they were both a little boring when they got in the weeds of like pretending that we care about the ice cream or the fish. Don't care about either of those things, and that's when it got boring.
See, but I really began to care about the characters. I think
I
they
care
did.
about the characters, but
I
I don't
did.
care. I
I,
don't care about which scheme of selling ice cream and oh, you betrayed me with the client and that kind of stuff. I don't. That's boring to me.
and the guy that ran the dairy farm, I actually really liked his character. I mean, he was such a side.
Yeah, he was pretty good. That the farmers on that one, they see they sometimes get confused and think that we care about fill in the blank ice cream slash fish. I don't care about that. I care. That's just a means to an end of of or whatever contest they're in or ad pitch they're in or business shenanigans. I just care about it's just a means to an end to get our people together, you know.
Thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked them for different reasons. So
Yeah.
starting with Catch of the Day, so I spoke to Katie Lee,
Oh,
and
you did?
yeah,
Yeah. We
so
had her on the podcast for the last
yeah,
movie she did, Hallmark
yeah,
movie. Yeah,
totally,
yeah.
totally. And this is like totally in her element, and the first one that she actually like
That
I
was fun to
wrote.
have a cameo
Yeah,
too.
yeah, I loved seeing it, and it was cool because like being from New York and
Uh-huh.
really like she grew up out there, and this was she was so connected to Montauk itself that
Uh,
that part of it was charming.
yeah.
I actually paired it with food. That was one of my questions with her was like, if you're watching this, what would you eat? So I was literally
Fish.
the catch of the day. I
Yeah,
quite
catch of the
literally was
day.
eating a day of fish, all of it. And
What'd she say? What'd she say? What she said fish?
I I'll have to go back. The
Yeah.
the interview has not come out yet.
Oh, okay. Let us know.
Yes. Uh,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, she was lovely.
Yeah.
And it was I enjoyed it. I mean,
I did too.
I
I
thought
did too. I just don't care about the business part of it. The business part of these movies that are business forward is not interesting to me. That I could care less. Get through all of that as quickly as possible. That's the boring part. And then all the like the relationship and the cute banter and the like that I like. I do not care about which pitch wins or which like that stuff should be kept to a bare minimum.
well, and to me, Catch of the Day, I felt like we knew what the outcome was gonna
It
be.
did it was like I said, it was better as far as that aspect of it. And I thought the dialogue was better in that one.
I was actually happy that her like big bad bosses in the city were as nice as
Yeah,
they were. I feel like
that's true.
I
That's
was
true.
pleasantly surprised with like the humanity behind corporate America.
Yeah.
Like, okay, cool.
Ho, ho, ho. We'd like to take a second and thank our sponsor for this episode of the podcast. It's the Hallmarkies Patreon.
Do you love Hallmarkies podcast, especially at Christmas?
Do you enjoy the holiday previews, recaps, interviews, and bonus episodes?
If the answer is yes, please consider supporting the Hallmarkies Patreon. We need your help to do what we do both during the Christmas season and all year round.
But not only do you help a podcast led by strong, independent women by becoming a Patreon, you get to become a part of the Hallmarkies family.
Starting at only $2 a month as a patron, you will have access to our Facebook Patreon group where we talk about the movies, shows, and more all year.
We also have many monthly patron watch-alongs with guests like Lacey Chabert, Natalie Hall, Paul Campbell, Mary Lou Henner, and more, giving their behind-the-scenes details of their films.
As a patron, you also have the chance to provide input into the podcast and even join us at different tiers.
So this Christmas season, spread some cheer to the Hallmarkies Patreon and become a member today. You won't regret it.
Go to patreon.com/Hallmarkies to learn more.
That's patreon.com/Hallmarkies.
Lining up.
So I guess we should say, so Double Scoop, that aired on the 23rd, stars Taylor Cole, Ryan McPartlin, and it does have our friend Jacqueline Collier, who is a co-host of this show. We love her so much. She's one of my best friends. And it's directed by Peter Sullivan, who we've had, and written by Kara J. Russell. Nora and James were once the dream team at a top New York ad agency, but now they're locked in a frosty competition for the sweetest client of all, a small town dairy farm that churns out the most delectable ice cream in the country. So I wrote down some of these ice cream flavors they're talking about: blue cheese and honey roasted pear, mascarpone, and balsamic strawberry. How do you feel about these kinds of ice creams?
Very excited.
Very excited.
I thought so. Okay, for full disclosure, I watched this movie twice.
Oh, wow.
So, well, the first time it was a little difficult to hold my attention, which was why.
Yeah.
Which it was
Yeah.
kind of it had come not long after Catch of the Day, and like
Yeah.
you said, there was a lot of
Very
similarities.
similar. Yeah.
So I went back and gave it a proper rewatch. So yeah, to go off of like the ice cream flavors, I thought that was a genius idea. I even liked her marketing campaign. Like, I
Yeah.
was really impressed with that. I was like, she's talented. I love I want to
Like
I want
these ones were I think doable. They sounded like decent. I'm not into the whole salt and straw. We're putting grasshoppers and nonsense like that in our ice cream. No, thank you. I don't that's just I don't know. I don't like that. Not a fan.
I was it's funny too how I kind of also weirdly related to this. Before I lived in New York, I lived in Pennsylvania.
Uh-huh.
And that was a very common thing in Pennsylvania, was actually like you could go get ice cream and see the cows at the same time.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They had these
Yeah.
dairy farms. So
I just went to one in I forget what it's called, but there's a famous one here in Utah, in Beaver. I forget what the name of the dairy, but there's a famous dairy there. And yeah, it's that same kind of thing. And I got huckleberry and lemon. Because
ooh,
I feel like when you go to a place, you don't want to get like cookies and cream that you can get anywhere. You want to get something that's special for
yeah,
that area.
yeah.
And
Brand
yeah, it was
new.
delicious.
Yeah, I thought they did that justice. Like I wanted this brand to exist. I was really rooting
Yeah.
for that family
But
at Dairy Farm.
But you know what I mean? Like the salt and straw when they're like putting
Totally,
turkey in. I mean, it's just ridiculous.
totally.
This
And
is,
it didn't quite look like I
I'm
did
not a
notice
fan of that.
when they were actually eating the ice cream, it didn't always look like it was actually ice cream.
That's probably true. Yeah. Well, it's too bad Jackson, she could probably tell us about that. But you're right. It might not have been because they have such, the long shoots and ice cream
Or
would
just like
melt.
they were trying to get creative with the flavors, so they made it look like I don't know. It was interesting. I was like,
Well, so they had blue cheese, honey roasted pear, mascarpone, balsamic strawberry, apple ginger snap, and chocolate peanut butter bomb. Which,
totally.
yeah, I mean, I think I think I love anything with chocolate and peanut butter. So that would probably be my favorite. But I think I would probably go with the apple ginger snap because you want to go with something creative that you can't get everywhere. And I've never had that. So
Yeah, no, it all sounds amazing. And I like that that actually played into her storyline too, because her whole thing was she didn't
yeah.
like sweets. She was not a sweet person. So yeah, like I said, I wish this brand existed. I
Yeah.
I'm
And
in.
I think that Ryan McPartlin and Taylor Cole had decent chemistry. So they were pretty
Yeah.
good together.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought they were great together. I did take notes on this. There were things that came up for me.
Oh, okay. Well, what did you think of our little girl whose sole purpose is to tell cow jokes?
Okay,
Yeah.
I love a good pun. I am guilty of that. In my
Yeah.
bio, it says purveyor of puns.
Uh,
I like to give to present puns as often as
yeah.
possible. So it did take me a minute to warm up to her with all the puns, and then I
Yeah.
really got behind it. I was like, I like where this is going, and they even brought it back around at the end with
Yeah.
the pun. The pun game was strong. So I
Well,
appreciated it.
it ends up becoming basically we're going to help the town out with this festival is really more what is going on here, and that's also in the catch of the day also basically becomes we're going to help the town out with the festival.
Good
And
fun.
um
Fun.
but I thought the lightning bug scene that was nice.
Yes.
You could tell it was fake, but I didn't really care. It looked pretty good, I thought.
Did you also notice? So everyone in that town was good looking, first of all. I know
That's true.
they're all
It's a
together
good.
at breakfast and like everybody's sitting around, and I'm like, that is just to be like from a small town in Wisconsin, and like
Yeah.
everybody is extraordinarily good looking. And then the guy that owned the diner had a southern accent, and that
Uh-huh.
really threw me. I was like, wait, this
That's
is
true.
Wisconsin. What is going on
Was
there?
it Wisconsin or was it like Maine?
I think it was Wisconsin.
I forgot to write down where
I
Darlington Dairy is. Yeah, but you're probably right. I didn't write it down. But uh the most important thing that you harvest in your home is love. That's
mm,
great.
it's
Great,
such a
great.
good line. Yes.
How do you think that Jax did as the BFF?
Oh, great.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
Agreed.
loved her. I loved her energy.
Mhm.
I thought she was great and adorable. I would have even loved to have seen more screen time.
Yeah. I know. That was the only thing is because she wasn't there. I wish that she had like showed up to help or been like there to help.
She's
Uh
such a good best friend
Early.
though.
Yeah, she
She
was fun. I mean,
she
obviously I'm biased. I can't separate my bias, but I did think she was like really solid as a best friend.
totally, totally. Yeah, she gave great advice. She really
Yeah.
she really grounded her. Yeah, I thought it
Yeah.
was great. I will
And
say one thing that again, being from New York, nobody dresses like that in New York. Their outfits, I mean,
yeah.
I guess it was like appropriate for again being in Wisconsin was all
Uh-huh.
nicer, but I was like, they are not walking around New York City in a bright green top. Like they're just not.
I don't know. After this season of And Just Like That, I will believe anything that anybody in New York will wear.
I was like, I feel like that wardrobe is a little
but
okay.
yeah, it
Okay.
was
Yeah.
it was definitely on the traditional side. It was definitely on the traditional side. And then she admits after the lightning bug scene, he's not terrible.
No,
It
he's
was
not.
cute.
Do you remember when,
You like him, which I always like a you like him
yeah, do you remember
moment.
him in Chuck? Do you remember he was Captain
Oh
Awesome?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So I was really I kind of got from the beginning like he wasn't a bad guy, he
Yeah.
was just it was I really enjoyed their story, and I thought they had great chemistry. They had great
And
chemistry.
he's in Twinkle All the Way, which is a favorite of mine.
Mm.
I love that one. So I people should check that out if you haven't seen Twinkle All the Way. It's really good. Um
There was
and oh sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say there was one scene where where, I don't know if you caught this. He orders a burger and then they cut to a cow. And
Oh yeah.
I was like, I don't know if they that was like
They're really trying to, it's this immersion. Like they're
an
really trying to get you in the moment. But he was cute too when he got his face painted. I was
yeah,
like, see,
yeah,
he's not a bad man of business. He's a good
no,
guy. He's getting his face painted.
yeah. It was
And then
the good business guy. That was definitely the theme in all of this is like
uh-huh.
usually they're the villains, but even like Elisa Donovan, uh
Yeah.
she
That's true. Yeah, both of the bosses were
she was
both.
loved seeing her,
Yeah.
from
And Patrick Muldoon, who was in a bunch of Hallmark movies in the past, so it was fun to see him back as his as the other boss.
yeah.
And he announces the Green Farmers Fund, and she's upset because she feels like uh he's he's taking over, he's going to win over the clients, and he's saying this to get the deal when it should be about the ice cream, I think,
Mhm.
is, even though they're advertising people. But he says it's now it's war.
They were just you just wanted them to work together from the beginning.
Business is the only thing that matters.
Oh,
And so she suggests them, like that Melissa's ice cream, them doing like a subscription service.
oh my God, but her her mascot thing at the end, like I thought it was so cute. Like I really
Yeah, it was
thought they
cute.
did such a good job with the marketing of this particular product. I would be
Yeah.
so interested to find out because I'm like, I think I want to buy the ice cream. I want to visit the dairy farm. I'm sold.
And I guess she's mad because they were they were supposed to only go through this pitch like process, and they went, like they did like a separate deal behind the scenes with the farmers. And so it's like underhanded, I guess, but I'm just like, you should just be mad that you didn't think of that. Like nothing they did was illegal. Like you should have done it. Like
Well, his
I
guy,
don't know.
Patrick Muldoon's character, had the money, and they were
Yeah.
trying to do everything on the up and up. They really were.
It's got to be in the official presentations, or it's like really not
Yeah,
okay for
yeah,
her. And he quits his job because of this.
yeah, yeah.
He's
'Cause
going to be made vice president, and uh and he, what did I mean? I said boss gave clients a signing bonus and lies about Alexandra. What
yeah,
does that
so the
mean?
boss, so Patrick Muldoon's character called up the dairy farm and was basically like slandered Elisa Donovan's character, Alexandra, and was like,
Oh, okay.
so Ryan's character couldn't pull the trigger. Like he was trying to do everything on the up and up and really trying to help everybody out. And the boss slid in and was like, "Mm-mm,
Yeah,
take it,
it's shady.
screw her over." And at the end, like he really didn't mean to, but he
Yeah,
did. And then came back and was like, no, I don't want to be like you.
yeah,
Patrick Muldoon's character is like, I see you in me, and this is your future.
yeah. I don't want to be like you.
Yeah. It's
That's
like
what
that's
he said.
scary. But it was cute. And then at the end, like the fact that they are
See, like all this business stuff, I kind of phase out when I'm watching. I'm just like business, 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 business. Okay, now we're back to the like the relationship. Like
I mean, I was invested in this.
I tried to take notes. I did my best, but it's just not interesting to me.
Like Hallmark, deliver us this ice cream.
Yeah.
It's life. I want the flavors. I
Yeah.
want the experience. I
Yeah.
really, I don't know. I would say watching it again. There was
Yeah,
some.
I want you to send me Hallmark. I want you to send me apple ginger snap and chocolate peanut butter bomb ice cream.
I want the balsamic one. Oh,
Yeah.
that sounds all
I could do without the pear blue cheese one.
that also sounded interesting. I was like, oh, maybe that could work. Intrigued.
That's definitely the lowest on my interest level. That's for sure.
I don't know.
But maybe it could have like a salty, sweet thing. But ice cream is just like, honestly, I like sometimes just like a solid vanilla.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be so crazy,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know?
I liked it was cool.
Chocolate.
And then the granddaughter, they said, while she was all so good at the puns, so good at puns, she also was like creating
Yeah.
coming up with the flavors and stuff. So yeah.
So here's my questions about ice cream.
Mhm.
Which would you pick? Would you pick soft serve or regular?
Ooh.
Hard, what do they call it? Hard pack, not soft serve. Which one would you pick?
I do like a good soft
I
serve.
love soft serve.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's something just good. It's like simple and tasty and good.
Yeah. If you had to pick milkshake or sundae, which would you pick?
Mm. Milkshake.
I
Yeah.
do like, have you ever been to Steak and Shake
No.
it's out east or Midwest? The best milkshakes that you can get. Like they're like the perfect consistency. They call them sippable sundaes because you really can't sip them, but like they still have, they're not like McDonald's milkshakes, which are so thin, or even In and Out, very thin. But they're not so thick you need a spoon. They're like sippable, it's perfect.
Oh
Those are
my.
so good. But I think I would actually go Sunday. I think there's few things more delicious than like an old school hot fudge sundae.
I mean,
Simple vanilla, a good hot fudge, maybe
yeah.
some nuts, maybe a little sea salt, just a little. Oh, that's the best.
But I feel like growing up
Mm,
on the East Coast, growing up in New York too, like going to a diner, getting an egg cream, getting a root beer
yeah.
float, getting, I mean, certainly the
Oh,
Sunday,
I love Rupert floats.
right? So
Yeah.
there's I don't know, something in between. I guess I don't know. I couldn't say no to either of them. Which one comes first, milkshake or Sunday? You mean
Yeah.
milkshake and Sunday?
I feel like that to me, I feel like ice cream and pizza are kind of the same in the sense of they're hard to screw up.
Mm,
Eh, You know what I mean? Like I can have really like cheap, generic uh, ice cream, still yummy. And then I can have the fancy stuff and it's still good. Like I said, I don't like when they get like when there's salt and straw. I don't like that. But still, like it is hard to screw up. They have to try and put turkey in there and other weird stuff. And so but for the most part, and I feel the same way about pizza. It's pretty hard to screw up pizza.
Yeah, I feel like I
I
also
like the super generic cheap stuff, like that's $1, and I like fancy wood oven, whatever.
in New York, the
Yeah.
we take our pizza seriously. So
Yeah.
that I have seen, and from the move from New York to California, I gotta tell you, I have seen people screw up pizza many
I'm
times,
sure.
and I'm like, how, what shouldn't be?
Yeah. I thought that scene where they were dancing was really fun. And they had like a real band.
Yeah,
I thought, wow, that was nice. Because a lot of times it's just like these weird kind of, I don't know who that band was, but they felt like a real band.
yeah, the whole thing. I mean, I'm telling you, the what's it, the actor's name? I think it was Tim Abel. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that
Uh-huh.
right, but the dairy farmer, the whole story about how he meets his wife in kindergarten and the whole
Oh
empty,
yeah, that was cute.
and you have to let him know. I mean, he was like their little Cupid, and then at the end, she kind of mimics that, like where she points to Ryan to sit down.
Yeah, if you want someone to sit beside you, you make sure that seat is
Yeah,
open.
yeah, you make sure you let them know. It
I
was
would always want to sit next to this girl. That's what the farmer says. That was cute. Yeah, you're right. That was really, really cute.
I wanted to be there dancing
Mhm.
with them, listening to the band,
Yeah.
playing the games, like that town, all of it. Yeah, I was really I was into that movie the second time.
Yeah. And then he's at the end, they say, I don't want a job to ever come between us again. That's like ultimate Hallmark swoon.
Yes.
Good
Yeah.
job.
All the
A job.
That's true. They went from
That's
like
again.
the nothing to like marriage
Yeah.
in a scene. It was
Yeah, really. I mean, he says that I love you.
yeah,
I was
yeah.
like,
It
whoa,
dropped quickly. It was
you are my Goldilocks. I
yeah.
am utterly in love with you.
In love with you. Uh, see,
Swoon, right?
winning hearts with puns. I know.
Yeah. I would give this one like I give it like a 3.2, 3.5, maybe somewhere in there. Like I'd watch it again. It was pleasant, it was enjoyable. It was just a little boring in parts. Um and generic, but it was perfectly, I enjoyed it.
I took 3.5. I
Yeah, I think
totally
that's
agree.
for it.
Yeah.
We'd like to take a second and thank our sponsor for this episode of the podcast. It's Savannah Carlyle and her new book, If I'd Have Known. Escape to Big Dune Island, where hearts are healed by ocean breezes and friends feel like family. In If I'd Have Known by Savannah Carlyle, the second book in the Big Dune Island series, Gigi, a lawyer who's sworn off love, and Austin, a retired baseball player, are forced to work together planning their best friend's secret wedding while solving a mystery that could save the town's historic B&B. Readers are calling it a charming and engaging romance filled with witty banter, heartfelt moments, and just the right amount of mystery. Visit savannahcarlyle.com or use the affiliate link below to grab your copy and go on a mental vacation today to Big Dune Island with Gigi and Austin. We know you'll love it. That's savannahcarlyle.com or using the affiliate link below. Catch of the Day. It aired on the 30th of August. Amelia Ullerup and Michael Rady, and it's directed by Jessica Harmon, written by Katie Lee and Andrea Canning. Sophie is a rising culinary star on the verge of becoming executive chef at a high-end Manhattan restaurant. But when her sister Abigail calls with news that their beloved family seafood spot in Montauk is floundering, Sophie returns home to help. What was meant to be a short visit turns into a journey of rediscovery of her roots, her passion for cooking, and a surprising second chance at love with her teenage crush, Cam, a local fisherman whose quiet strength and charm leaves Sophie rethinking everything she thought she wanted. So, wow, what a summary.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm like, I don't know why she left in the first place.
Yeah.
What are you doing working at this restaurant? You've got one out by the beach.
It's true, especially given that that's her family. I guess she wanted to break free from the family, wanted to do her own thing, but
Yeah,
she probably could have had better hours. And
yeah. Yeah. I mean, I certainly, I guess I get the ambition part of it, but yeah, the whole thing about like needing to come home to save the restaurant and then the
mhm.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, girl.
So, but she gets the restaurant, it's flooding. It gets a bad review from this critic, the Slack Tide.
Yes. Yeah.
Katie Lee is our critic, gives her a bad review. And but developers want to buy the house, which is where the restaurant is, and so they want it, and her sister's really considering it, because her sister doesn't really seem that into it. She's doing it because it's family, trying to keep it. She doesn't
Yeah.
seem to have the passion for it.
Yeah. No, her dad, I mean, the dad passed away. Mom is holding on to it. She doesn't want to sell it. The sister is out in like she goes to the culinary school in Paris and then gets this dream job in New York, and she's like in the city, and then she's like she's the one, it's her work that's getting all these wonderful reviews, and then it's like your family's
Yeah.
restaurant failing, and
Well, and her sister is serving frozen fish,
it's
which seems insane. Like, I find that hard to believe that would actually be cheaper when your restaurant is literally in Montauk on the ocean.
It's yeah, Montauk is
Like
gorgeous.
I would think that that would not be cheaper.
And well, it's Montauk actually surprisingly is
Like given, I mean, I'm sure it's a very expensive place, but I would think that fish would be cheap
no,
on the ocean there. You could
they
get it right from the
I think
fishermen.
it is upsold because there's so much money on that end in the Hamptons, and
Uh,
and from what you see by funny that Katie Lee actually put that in there, but there are um just people who will do TikToks about the service and the food that they get specifically in Montauk or the Hamptons that
crazy.
are just ripping off like
That you would
I
get
paid
frozen
$7.
fish. Like I would be outraged.
Yeah, well they are.
Um,
They take to TikTok and they're like,
yeah,
so
I'm
it wasn't
sure.
too far off.
Yeah.
But still, it was like, girl, why would you have a family like that in the first place? They're,
But they had a pretty cute meet cute with her getting caught up in the nets and everything.
yeah, catch of the day, the
It
whole
was
play on
it
the
was cute.
fish and also the catch. Thought that was very
We,
punny.
we also find out real quick that he kissed her in the seventh grade,
Mhm.
which, man, I think if Michael Rady kisses you in the seventh grade, you remember.
Yeah, why are you leaving town? That's what I want to
I
know.
don't
Why
know.
why would you do that to yourself?
Yeah.
Literally the catch of the town right there. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so she has like her mother's recipe, and she talks to the sister who wants to close down, and she's trying to convince her not close down. And I did think there were a lot of like cute little moments, like when they're going to get the peaches and their hands touch. You got a little hand touch there, which was cute. And uh, yeah, so that was fun.
Uh,
And that he'll get her out of bad dates is what he says. He'll help her out with the bad dates.
yeah, her neither of them, I don't think their love life was their focus. Again, very
Yeah.
business oriented, just like
Yeah, so it's the same kind of dynamic of like your underhanded dealings with the farmers, and here it's the underhanded dealings with Lewis, the fish,
yeah.
things. You offered him so much money, he turned us down. And then
Yeah,
he says, it's just business. It's literally almost the exact same conversation we just had in the other movie.
yeah, she's only there temporarily. She's trying to fix things for the family restaurant. She fully intends on leaving. But this that's yeah, she's there.
Yeah. She might as well say now it's war like they did in the other movie.
Right, right.
Because it was business and now it's war.
Mhm.
She's mad, she's upset. But they're renovating the restaurant. She's trying to make it better. And there were some nice moments where they were talking about how you get like swept up in the grief in your loss, like both of them. And like I said, I thought their dialogue of the two movies, this that had the better dialogue.
Really?
I think, yeah. I mean, I didn't. They were both fine, but this one, I think, like it. Yeah, I don't know. I just felt like it was more authentic. It was just a little bit felt like better. I just think it was better. I do.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely comparable. It's definitely, I think they're pretty much.
And neither one's winning a Pulitzer or anything, but I just thought that this was like a little bit better the writing.
Yeah, I mean, and maybe maybe it was because twice. I don't know if that's what did it for me. Maybe I'll go back
Yeah.
and watch Catch
I
the Day.
mean, it was cute with him teaching her how to fish. I
Yeah,
mean, she probably would know how to fish because she worked at this. I mean, growing up there, and she probably would know, but nevertheless, it was like cute and cozy,
yes.
which is
And
what
I
you always like to see.
do like again how they featured Montauk and in talking to Katie Lee, she really wanted to put an emphasis on like these family restaurants that are kind of disappearing from that part of
Hmm.
so it was cool. It was a familiar thing for her to write and it felt very personal when I spoke to her about it, which made
Oh yeah,
obviously to watch as like
yeah.
I knew it was coming from a good place. place.
We got early kisses actually in both of these movies, but that kiss in this one was big. It was
Yeah.
like, whoa.
Yeah.
It was nice. And what I liked about it is that not only did they have the early kiss, but they worked it into the plot.
Yeah.
Because then later on, when they have an almost kiss, she's like, well, why did you kiss me before? And then he explains it and he's talking about you're leaving. And like it makes sense. That's what they get wrong so often in these Hallmark movies. It's like you can use the kiss either early or an almost kiss. Either way, you can use it as part of the plot.
Totally.
I was so proud of them for that. I was like, way to go. Okay, so we have some more food in this one. We have a bouillon of pearl tapioca with Island Creek oysters. We have fluke paired with local lobster topped with raw arrowleaf spinach. Tropical mango and coconut panna cotta with chopped passion fruit slices. How do you
Okay.
how do you feel?
I'm gonna say because I did this interview a while ago, and if I remember it correctly, and because Katie Lee is a chef, I believe they are her recipes.
Yeah, yeah.
I believe they actually, yeah, well, they came from her.
Yeah.
So honestly, anything, if she's writing it, if she's cooking it, if she's crafting it, curating it, I'm like, this is gonna be tasty.
Mhm.
I want all of it again.
Yeah, it all sounds pretty good. I've never really had many oysters. I'm not experienced with oysters. So that one is the one I'm the most like, I don't know about that one. But the rest sound yummy.
Good. Yeah,
Can't go
it's
wrong.
good. Like I said, I really paired it with an actual dish, like a catch of the day from
Mhm.
a little restaurant here,
Yeah.
halibut. So I was eating the halibut
Oh.
as I was watching.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, yeah.
That's good. So then he overhears her with the client, and then he gets upset, and so there's some conflict, and then and well, because he's like, oh well, she's out of here, she's coming, and then she's leaving, and so that's when he's like, you need to go chase your dreams, and you should, but my life is here.
Yeah. Well, she gets, right before she leaves to go out to Montauk, she gets the job, the executive chef position.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you get 10 days to do what you need to do, and then her boss offers her that gig in Montauk. While you're out there, we want you to do this whole dinner for all of these like
Mm-hmm.
VIP people. So while she's
Yeah.
there, and then it comes out that like she was actually working as a chef at this other restaurant, and I don't
Mm-hmm.
know why there was no like
And
exclusivity contract, but apparently she was able to keep her job.
yeah.
So when she did that, the whole like presentation for the dinner, that's what won her the forget about like
Well,
executive.
and there's like the power goes out. There's this whole cooking contest. A lot happens.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then her boss is like, how dare you cook on a grill? She's like, what are you doing? He's like, you're just gonna have to trust me if you want this dinner to turn out. So,
Yeah. And it
and
was
then yeah, the boss is like, it was fantastic.
yeah, you're
Yeah.
now head chef at her newest restaurant in Vegas. And
Yeah.
ends up like she makes up with her nemesis, the one that wants the job in New York, the one that's like
Yeah.
she ends up in she's smoothing out her life, and she's gives her the opportunity to really put her priorities in order. So she goes,
Well, and she tells him that he should be selling his handmade lures,
yeah.
that he should be selling them. And he's like, I don't know about that. But then he does, and ends up being a big hit.
I love the whole, I will tell you something that touched me about both of these, because you just touched on it, was like the fact that they were both encouraging, their partners were encouraging each other to
Yeah,
follow their dreams. It was like it's very independent but romantic
it
at the
was
same
cute. It
time.
was cute. Yeah, it was cute.
Um,
And so and the sister's like, I don't even want to do this. I don't even like doing this. And so really her Hallmark movie should be the next one.
Yeah.
Spinoff. She's finally free from the burdens of running this family restaurant, and now she can live her life.
That was the thing though, is she's like married with kids, and it wasn't until the end you're like, oh, there's her husband and the kid.
Yeah.
What's she doing running this restaurant, right? Her sister's the chef. What the heck is going on here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then we have her sister gives her the bandana so she can be like her dad, which is very sweet. You don't need good luck because he's watching over. And then she's gonna leave, and they have this long hug, which was very swoony. That was nice. Long hug. And you could tell that this movie was made as a 4th of July movie, but then it ended up getting aired at the end of the summer for Labor Day because there was just tons of 4th of July and fireworks and all that stuff. But that's fun. I enjoyed that.
And as a summer gal, I so appreciated it. I was like, I'm hanging on to summer as long as I can. So seeing that also at this time makes me very happy.
So she quits, and then she comes back. You've reminded me where my heart belongs.
Yeah.
So I would give this one a little bit better than the other one, just because I thought the dialogue was a little bit better. I'd give it like 3.75. I don't think I'd go quite up to a 4, but just a little higher than the other one for me.
Okay. This rated just a tad lower for me. I put this one at like 3.2. Like this, so the other one would have been a 3.5. I give this like a 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to take a second to thank our sponsor for this episode of the podcast. It's Hers. Weight loss medications are everywhere right now. Everyone's talking about them. Everyone's on them. But let's be real. Have you seen the price tag? It's hard to believe they're actually accessible. That's where Hers comes in. Hers is transforming women's healthcare by providing access to affordable weight loss treatment plans. They connect you with a medical provider who will work with you to determine the best treatment option for you. If prescribed, you get medication as part of a doctor-developed weight loss program, complete with ongoing care, check-ins, dosage, and medication adjustments, and 24/7 online support at no additional cost, no hidden fees, and no membership fees. Weight Loss by Hers is realistic, not restrictive, and affordable. Hers provides access to both oral medication kits and GLP-1 injectable options, with oral medication kits starting at just $69 per month with a 10-month plan when paid upfront. Plus, your personalized treatment ships for free directly to your door. So if you've been struggling with your weight loss journey, it's time for you to find the best option that works for you through Hers. Start your free online visit today at forhers.com/Hallmarkies. That's FORHERS.com/Hallmarkies. forher.com/Hallmarkies. So we're going to talk just briefly about Mystery Island Play for Keeps. I'm sorry if you wanted a deep dive into it, but we're not gonna talk that much about it, but we will cover it. So Mystery Island Play for Keeps. This movie is Mystery Island hosts a corporate retreat with a guest being Amelia's ex-fiance. Old feelings become complicated, tensions run high, and allegations arise when a guest is found dead. And well, I feel like this place would be shut down. Nobody would go to this place. Like everybody keeps dying for real. Like you do not want to go to Mystery Island. Like it's.
Look, I am obsessed with this series, the Mystery Island series. I think this one is actually so far my favorite one.
Oh, really? See, I thought this one was my least favorite because it didn't. I mean, this whole genre of these kinds of mysteries, closed door, all in one house, like they're not my favorite. I do not like the Knives Out movies. I know, shocked, but I don't like them. And at least with these, they don't have the long exposition dumps that those movies have. But this, I feel like the other ones in this series leaned into the camp more, so I had more fun with them. The characters were sillier, they were a little more over the top, and that's my preference.
Okay, so first of all, yes, very Glass Onion, obviously the definitely got that vibe right away. And like you said, everyone keeps dying, so very only murders in the building. Like, why are you still living?
Yeah.
Why you know,
Leave.
right? Don't go to Mystery Island. It's not gonna end well. But I love I think this is so well done. You're really unfolding the mysteries with them. You really don't know who did it. They don't give they make
Yeah, it was pretty good. They did a pretty good job concealing. The red herrings were pretty good. I agree with you there. I just like in my version of this, like in the last one, Kristen Booth was very over the top. You had the cowboy character that was very silly. Like that to me, it was more fun. Like I would have liked to have seen the like Vivica, she's named Money. She could have been way more fun, way more. You know what I'm saying? Like all of the characters could have been more campy and
I
fun.
think they underplayed they played this one straight, and I got to give it to them also because very much in line with Providence Falls. Like it wasn't campy. It
Yeah.
was very well done. And I like the evolution of these characters. I
Yeah.
like the way that the two of them have not really linked up yet. So especially with this
Yeah.
what
I
like
could
the
see that.
fourth one coming out, I'm
Yeah.
you're waiting for that. So it in itself is like just this delicious peel back of all these layers.
Yeah, and we'll be previewing in the next episode. We'll be previewing the next one, but I just about died. I had about a spit take with the summary of Mystery Island success raises plans of expansion. That's the next one. Nobody like what success? Everybody's just dying. Like there's been no success.
The
Like,
success of solving crimes. They're like,
who would want to expand?
it's just I really I love this series.
I about did a spit take when I read that.
I,
Expansion.
who knows? I don't know how it yeah, like why are people still going here spending
I thought,
all this money? Like some wild macabre fascination of like if you want to murder someone, go to Mystery Island. But you will get caught.
yeah,
I mean, because yeah, it's
yeah,
just
you will. I mean, it's
yeah.
but anyway. So Ainsley Trask is the victim, and she is the wife of Amelia's former fiance.
hmm which in the pilot was touched on the fact that
Mhm.
she was formerly engaged. So
Yeah.
I'll follow through there.
So basically, like Ainsley wants to show up her husband, and so she cheats on the game, finds out what's happening, and basically has the whole reveal the first day of everything that's coming. And so everything's getting kind of it starts out with sort of a oh well we'd had a bad game, but really they find out she was cheating because this guy I think it was um what was the name of the guy that they were paying off? Um Spencer or Simmons.
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 Yeah.
Simmons is paid by Ainsley to help her cheat.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
But
So
Simmons stories, so like his sister is fighting cancer and is
yeah.
mother, and so like you think Simmons is the bad guy, especially like when Ainsley is murdered, she leaves the S the that S in the blood. Like,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Spencer? Is it Simmons? Is it was she saying something else? She
Now Amelia doesn't want to participate when she finds out that it's Franklin and Ainsley, but Ainsley makes it a requirement that she participate.
Mhm. I love it too because she's a psychologist and she calls out all these behaviors where she's like this narcissistic personality disorder.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, yeah, I get it. This is the way she like just tears apart her ex of just like you don't love me. The only one you love is yourself.
Yeah, so it's a little bit unclear at first of like what is the state of their relationship? Is it Ainsley is the one that's leaving, or is it Franklin the one that's leaving? Who's the most desperate going on here?
Ainsley. Ainsley,
Mhm.
it's and they
But it's unclear first. That's the part of the
right,
investigation of
right.
like what's going on. Follow the money,
Follow
they
the money.
say.
Yeah, and they do this with each one where they leave these clues, but there's also these red herrings. I love this mystery series so much. It's
So there's also this guy, Mickey, who was a high school sweetheart
yeah.
of Ainsley. And so he's been kind of carrying the flame for her. So he's a potential suspect.
Mhm.
And then Franklin thinks that Ainsley and Mickey are having an affair. So
Mhm.
that's kind of a short. There's a whole scene where they're hiding in Mickey's room. He's got a knife.
Yep.
So there's that.
And the book and like the
Mhm.
detailed book about how to murder
Yeah.
someone exactly the way that she was murdered.
Yeah. We also, Franklin tells Amelia that he's still in love with her, and Ainsley overhears it. So that's also is like, oh, is she jealous?
Mhm.
And why did she feel a need for someone she was already married to? It's not like they were just engaged or anything. So why did she feel a need to come back and find out the the feelings of Amelia and Franklin?
Yeah.
What's
Well,
been going on?
mystery.
They also all get basically like drugged by their evening chocolates and drink,
Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
feeling a little out of it,
Yeah.
feeling a little out of it. And so was it Simmons? Was he the guy that drugged them? Because he had access to all of them because he worked there.
Hmm.
So he's a potential. What's going on? Um, and then we have Mickey fighting with Vivica with money. And so they're somehow in cahoots. But then Mickey turns in the knife. So it's like, that's interesting.
So is this the murder weapon? Yeah.
We also have this model who is furious with Franklin because Spencer gets arrested. They think that he's guilty,
Hmm.
and that's the brother. That's Franklin's brother.
Right.
So the model girlfriend of Spencer is upset with Franklin for not standing up to Spencer. So that's all happening. So they did, you're right. They did do a good job with the red herrings and the actual nuts and bolts of the case. And I think that's because the writer, John Christian Plummer, is solid. He knows what he's doing. He's a
Mhm.
pro. He's a good writer. He knows how to like put the clues together. So yeah, that part of it was fun. I just wanted the characters to be a little sillier than they were.
I love it. Well, I love they have all these opportunities for it within the series, and I love their growth. I love
Yeah.
the lead he was on to How to Get Away with Murder. Um,
Mm.
so I feel like they
Oh,
just
he was that Charlie Weber.
yeah, yeah, he
Oh,
was
okay.
Frank, I think was his character's name in How to Get Away with Murder.
Yeah, I mean they haven't done that much between the two of them. It's not
And
like they've had like
I love
uh
together, and
it's definitely been like slow. Like they have not done that much as far as building up their chemistry, or are they aren't they kind
oh,
of a thing.
they are totally going to, but
I'm sure they are. And they've
love
done a little bit, but not that much.
I love that they haven't played into that yet, though. I love that they are teasing the audience with this ongoing should they, shouldn't they romance.
Yeah.
So it's like the murder mystery is at the heart of it. The romance aspect of it kind of takes a back
Yeah.
to the murder mystery.
Because some of the others they lean into that a little bit more.
Yeah.
And I did die laughing when they're like, we need to get back to our murder board and think this through. That was really funny.
I think it's great. I think it very much is reminiscent to me of like the kind
Murder board.
I know they all have more murder boards. It reminds me of like moonlighting back in the day.
Yeah, yeah.
Like just
It
the
was a funny
art,
line. It
it's
was good. And so we find out this when they find out that Simmons is being paid by Ainsley to help her cheat. and they find out about the drinks, and they find out that the medicine used to spike the drinks was in Franklin's was at Franklin's. So what's going on there? And then we also know that Ainsley asked for the employee list. And so we find out that Simmons' sister has cancer. And then he says, it might have been Ainsley who was no longer in love with you. This is what Amelia says to Franklin.
Mm-hmm.
So things are starting, because at first you think it was the reverse, that she's like desperate to keep him, but it actually might be the reverse.
Yeah.
I think you liked the distance and you liked being adored. So when they were together and she was at the island and he was over there, you liked the distance and you liked being
They had
adored.
the long distance, that was the thing. And they touched on this in the first one too. They had the long distance relationship. And so I love this character is not afraid to call people out on their behavior and reading the tells and being like, this is why we didn't end up together. We did this transatlantic thing for so long, and it was
and then Spencer punches Simmons, which was fun. A good face punch. And then she tells everything to Jason and he calls her M, which was cute. That was cute. So it turns out Vivica's our villain. She owed Mickey money. She was in love with Franklin, so she set this all up. She wanted to take over the company, and she's the one who was planning all of this, and she hated Ainsley, and she's the villain.
Ainsley nicknamed her money. It was follow the money. At the end, when she drew the S, she was going for the dollar sign. Yeah, so it was all about the money in the end. The
dollar, and that was her way of telling us that the killer was money.
They do that in each one of like they leave a little clue and then you have to just deduce.
So what would you give it? What would you give this one?
I rate this one very high. I would give it like a 4.5.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I mean, I was going to go pretty low. But you've talked me up some. I was going to give it like a 2. I know, but you're right. The clues were pretty good. I got to give it that. I'm going to give it a 3. So there we go. That is these 3 movies. Let us know what you think, what you would give them. What do you think of what we said? What were your favorites? We'd love to hear in the comment section. So definitely let us know. And Sari, tell people how they can find you and listen to what all you do and everything.
You can find me on Instagram at The Savvy Scribbler or on TikTok under Sari Tales.
And you can find me at Rachel's Reviews, all over social media, iTunes, YouTube, and on Rotten Tomatoes. So check that out. Also, make sure you're following the podcast, the Hallmarkies Podcast, all over social media. And if you are listening on iTunes, please leave your ratings and reviews. We really appreciate that. And if you're watching on YouTube, please give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. We appreciate that so much. We also have our Patreon group and merch store. Check that out. And I think we are going to be doing a patron watch along on Double Scoop with Jax. So that's a benefit for being a patron. You can be part of that. It'll be really fun. Get to watch it with her and hear more about the making and everything. So you want to be part of the Patreon and participate in fun events like that. And so check that out. We have our merch store. We have lots of fun Hallmark inspired designs. Take a look at that. And thanks so much, everybody. We'll talk to you later. Bye.